Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Friday the 26th of July 2024. In today's Millwall news, did you get up early? Did you watch the match? Were you at work or did you get a chance to see this game? A game that kicked off at 9:30 UK time, and Millwall won 2-1. And I watched it. It was, how shall we describe this? Kind of like a rugby game, if I'm going to be honest. Very much tackling. You would think that Real Murcia, being a Spanish team, would know how to pass the ball, but they were quite physical with it. They were very aggressive, all over the pitch. And so much so that we may have another few injuries, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So this is the match report from millwallfc.co.uk. Leahy notches late winner in Spain. Indeed, Tom Leahy scored a late winner to seal a 2-1 victory for the Lions against Real Murcia. Tom Bradshaw had nodded Millwall in front in the first half, but Jose Angel Carrillo's 81st minute penalty set up a dramatic finish. I don't know how or why that was a penalty. A bizarre decision. But both teams struggled to find their rhythm in the opening stages of play, with chances few and far between. George Honeyman did craft an opening for Neil Harris' side, whipping in a free kick from the right onto the head of defender Wes Harding, who was unable to direct it towards a goal. Romain Esse looked to score from distance, however his left-footed strike was blocked behind by a defender who managed to keep tight. It was a set piece that provided the opener. George Saville's in-swinging corner was met by Bradshaw at the front post, and the Welshman adjusted his body to guide the ball past the goalkeeper Iker Piedra and hand Millwall a half-time advantage. Ryan Leonard, who was the captain on the day, registered an attempt on target after the interval. Honeyman had the ball in the right channel before teasing Leonard with a well-weighted pass, who opted to side for a shot across the goal, an effort that was saved. The Spanish side were handed the route back into the match 10 minutes from time, when Joe O'Brien was adjudged to have handled the ball inside the area by referee Clemente Ortuno. Carrillo smashed his spot kick down the middle of the net, and the ferocity of the penalty helped it in off the leg of Roberts, who had dived to his left. Leahy had the final word of the game when he tapped home from a corner routine. The youngsters perfectly placed to apply the killer touch after latching onto Jay Cooper's header across goal and secure a victorious end to Millwall's spell in Spain. Both goals came from corners, which I think might be a sign of things to come. Again, the forwards not really forwarding, really, apart from Idomu Maku on that counter-attack move that he did the other day. But everyone else is not really all that in terms of their general play. So this was the team. Roberts is in goal, a new goalkeeper. Roberts, Wallace, Tanganga, Bradshaw, Langstaff, Leonard, Imaku, Saville, Esse, Honeyman, and Harding. And the first sub was Adam Malachi coming over Wallace, because Wallace got injured, and he himself was replaced on the 55th minute by Brian because he got injured. Although Adam Malachi's one didn't look that bad, but it's hard to tell. It doesn't matter how they look. Like, if you get a problem, and then a short while it balloons up, it inflames or something, it could be something much worse underneath. Cooper came on for Tantanga on the 61st minute. Nisbet came on for Bradshaw at half time. Leahy came on for Langstaff in the 61st minute. McMara came on for Leonard in the 82nd minute. Watmore came on for Maku in the 72nd minute. Denor came on at half-time for Saville. Massey came on the 61st minute for Esse. And Carl Smith came on in the 82nd minute for Honeyman. So there you go. Now, some post-match comments after today's game. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Neil Harris explains what he liked and what he still needs to be improved after Mill beat Real Murcia. Tom Leahy's late goal saw Mill get over the line. Mill pulled through in their final pre-season game in Spain, and Neil Harris saw both positives and negatives. The Lions beat Real Murcia by 2-1 in the morning kick-off game earlier today, with youngster Tom Lee grabbing the winning goal with just a few minutes left to play. Tom Bradshaw had given his side a first-half lead before the Spanish side got level from a penalty spot. The major downside of the game saw both Murray Wallace and Nino Adamalakai depart with suspected injury problems. Harris said, results are irrelevant to a certain degree in pre-season. I've said that after every game, and I said it after the Forest game, because the result isn't the be-all and end-all. It's fine for the fans to see the team win, but from my perspective, it's about getting the minutes in the legs and seeing areas that we need to improve, or areas we've improved on as a group or over the course of pre-season. Positives were a lot of players came through extended minutes. A couple of the boys came through 90 minutes, which is really good for us. But the negatives is that we might have picked up a couple of injuries along the way, and that's the downside of pre-season games. Before the game, Harris had spoken about wanting his players to adapt to whatever plans unknown quantity Real Murcia came up with and learn on the job against unfamiliar opponents. Asked if he felt they achieved this, the Lions boss said, to a certain degree. We talked about how to press the ball, and I was interested in watching the players work out their shape quickly on the pitch, decision making on when to press and when not to press. And there were some good parts to it. Like, I've got to be honest, some not good bits as well. So when I watch it back, I'll certainly learn a lot about my players and who can make decisions without my guidance. And with the ball today, we spoke about how we wanted to build with Murray as a lower left back and Ryan playing a lot higher on that side, more aggressively outside of Romain. And it's an idea for us. They've got to make that happen. And the 3 or 4 times we did, and we got Ryan up the pitch, and it worked really well. And when the opposition worked out what we were doing, they just had to learn to adjust. It's more about basic principles at the moment for us as a group, in and out of possession, and that's what I'm really focusing on. And naturally, some players like learn in different ways, and some are really bright and they pick up really quickly, and other players you have to be patient with. So there you go. Seemingly leaving Murray Wallace deeper because he hasn't got the legs anymore. So we'll see how bad his injury is. Now, moving on to this. Southernnews.co.uk as well, again. The goal was overdue. Neil Harris happy to see Millwall striker get confidence boost from pre-season goal. Tom Bradshaw headed home in the friendly against Real Murcia. Neil Harris believes that Tom Bradshaw's goal against Real Murcia was overdue as he reflected on the Welshman's strike. Bradshaw scored a header in the first half against the Spanish third-tier side in today's 2-1 win. Real Murcia would get level from the penalty spot before Tom Lee scored the winner late in the game. And Harris said, it's important for him. He's played well all pre-season. He's had more clear-cut chances than anybody else in the group. He's not been able to take any yet, and that goal was overdue for him, and will do his confidence a world of good. Ryan Leonard started the game as captain in the absence of Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson, and said it was an honour to lead his side. Speaking alongside his manager in a virtual press conference earlier today, he said, "It feels like yesterday I was one of the young lads, to be honest. It's an honour to represent the football club and come out as captain for the game. We can only try as senior pros to try and pass on our knowledge and experience, especially on playing for Millwall. A few of the young lads have been excellent. They trained with us now for 2 or 3 weeks, and they come on leaps and bounds, and our role is to help them along as well." The Lions head back to England tomorrow, and Leonard, 32, believes the Spanish training camp was impactful for the whole group. He said, "I think these trips are a good time to get the players all together and for the young lads to integrate with the senior players. It's nice to have the 2 games as well to get some minutes into everyone's legs. But the main thing for us is to do the work on the training pitch and play the game and get the young lads in the group involved. And to be fair, I think they've all done really well." So a bit of a mashup there, 2 stories really in one. Yeah, Tom Bradshaw, I mean, is he all that? As they say on the radio, is he all that? I don't know. He's certainly on his way out, I would think. He's in his last year of his contract. And you would think that this is his last season at this level. He might even be gone before that. I mean, obviously we saw there was rumours of him being linked with Wrexham, but I mean, if he's not doing it, he doesn't even. I know it's pre-season games, but he doesn't even seem to have the legs to be running around anymore, which was one of the things that, he doesn't score that many, at least he runs around. He's running around has kind of been a bit lackluster as well. So, and when you've got him and Zian Flemming on the pitch at the same time, you've got two very slow people up front. More on Zian Flemming in a minute, but before that, we go to this. Oh no, it's here now. So you may have noticed Zian Flemming not played again. So what is going on? Well, rumour mill keeps rolling on. He's not playing because there's a transfer being lined up, apparently. But we're being told he's got a knock, so we don't know. He was at the game. He took photos at pitch side, so I don't know. That would be a bit Machiavellian if you know you're leaving and you take pictures with fans, and you know you're leaving and they don't, and they're all smiling and happy, and then you're like, little do they know, I'm off to Derby County. Now, that was a rumour. There's some mad rumour by some fake nonsense, like not even clickbait, just like literally scam site, just trying to get people to click on it for God knows what. Like, if you don't have antivirus, they're probably just arse raping your computer. So if you did click on the link, good luck. Good luck with that. But apparently that piece that was based in Nigeria said said he's going to Derby County for 5 million. So that would be fun if he does leave and stays in the division for a team that just got promoted from the division below. That would be fun. But hey ho. I guess maybe if Birmingham City didn't get relegated because they're throwing the money around now with the new American owner, maybe if Gary Rout's still there, isn't he? Or did they bring someone else? If Gary Rout's still there, I don't even know if he's still there. Maybe he would have brought him in, but they're down in League One now, so if you doubt he'd be going there. So yeah, let's find out what they actually said was going on. So this is from, again, southwarknews.co.uk. Very busy today. Millwall boss gives injury update on Zian Flemming and hopes for positive news on duo who went off against Real Murcia. Yeah, injury update, here we go. Zian Flemming is nursing a tight calf. Ouch. According to Mill boss Neil Harris, the Dutchman started against Nottingham Forest on Tuesday night, but missed both this morning's 2-1 win over Real Murcia and a 0-0 draw against Gillingham earlier this month. Harris said he did not want to risk the midfielder, who turns 26 next week, as he races to be fully fit before the opening game of the Championship season in 2 weeks' time. Reminder, the window closes at the end of August, so are they going to hide him until the end of the window? Maybe he'll be injured, wink, 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 until the 1st of September, and then he will suddenly be full of beans, but I don't know. Let's find out. The Lions head coach said, it's a tight calf, same as he had before. Had it been a league game, Zion would have probably played today, but being pre-season, there's no rush. It's a long season. We'd love to have Zion available for the first game of the season, but that's still the aim. But if he has to forego one start during the season to be fit for 45 others, then that's our aim. The victory over Real Murcia proved to be costly, with Murray Wallace going off injured in the first half before his replacement, Nino Adam Malachi, also had to go off in the second half. Asked about the pair, Harris said, it's too early to know with Nino and Murray Wallace in it. It's too early to tell. As always, we hope for positive news on them. Yes, I do wonder if the flight back will possibly aggravate it. I know it's probably not that long of a flight, but still, in terms of pressurized cabins and deep vein thrombosis and all of that, surely can't be good if you've just been kicked and you're a little bit sore down there. But who knows? So I guess if you've got some ice, maybe a champagne bucket of ice on it, then you'll be all right. So here we go. This again from the southwarknews.co.uk. It was just my way of saying thank you. Millwall boss away welcome fans at the turnstiles for Lions' final pre-season game in Spain. Neil Harris saw his side beat Real Murcia 2-1 this afternoon. Yes, he was outside as the fans were coming in, just taking pictures of them, saying thanks for coming and all of that. To be honest, not what a nice touch. What a nice touch. Didn't have to do it, and like I said before the game, so obviously any other game, a competitive game, you get the players can't interact with the fans before kickoff. They can do it after the game. They can sign things and because you'll see if you've ever sat down there, the kids will shout, "Hey!" when the subs go to warm up. "Hey, sign, come sign this. Take a picture." And they say after the game, because they'll get in trouble if they do it during the game or before the game. But for this game, the Zion come over. Someone else come over. Who came over? I can't remember. Another player did come over. Oh, Hutch. Because they weren't. Oh no, that's probably why. Because they weren't playing. Oh, that's probably why. Because they weren't playing and they were there, so they came over to do photos. So again, yeah. So the rule stands. It's just because they weren't involved that they were allowed to do that. Neil Harris said he enjoyed catching up with fans as he stood at the turnstiles and welcomed them into the ground before this morning's game. Mill had an early 9:30am kickoff against Real Murcia for their final pre-season game in Spain and prevailed 2-1 after a scrappy match against the third-tier side. With little to do in the way of pre-match preparation, the Mill boss found time to personally welcome travelling line supporters into the Pinatar Arena. Yeah, because he did say yesterday he doesn't know about Real Murcia. He hasn't done any scouting on them. So what can he do? Tell the player there's nothing to tell the players. Tell them how you want them to play, and then after that, try and you need to change this and you need to change that. Harris said, it was just my way of saying thank you and welcome. Some of the players went and done it during the game. Some did it half time. Some did it after the game. And I wasn't doing a lot before the game, I've got to be honest. All our prep was done, so I just thought it'd be nice to go out and welcome the fans in and have some photographs. And it was a great opportunity for me to see people that I'd seen over the years and see some people that spent a lot of money to come and see us. I asked if any fan offered any tactical advice. Harris grinned and said, I don't think anyone is brave enough to give me advice, not knowing me for as long as they have done. Well, you would be surprised. Maybe at the first game of the season, I'm certainly they will let you know when it's going wrong. So here we go. More from Neil Harris, but this was about transfer windows and whatnot. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press, who published today, Friday. If you're in your news agents, maybe pick up a copy. Millwall boss not ruling out midfield transfer window addition, but feels Lions can cope with the absence of Billy Mitchell. Millwall head coach Neil Harris believes there are options in his squad which can help cover the absence of Billy Mitchell. The 23-year-old midfielder was a fixture of the Lions side when Harris replaced Joe Edwards in February. But Mitchell has torn a quad muscle and is not expected to be back until the championship season has already started. Asked if he felt Mitchell's absence would mean Millwall looking at adding in that area during the transfer window, Harris said, we feel if we lose a couple of players in any position, we will cope, because that goes back to the spirit in the camp and the players putting the team before themselves. G can play various positions. He's played as a 6 or an 8 quite a bit in pre-season, but he's very versatile and able to play as a 10 or a wide as well. Ryan Leonard can also play in there, even if it might not be his favoured position anymore. We might add in the transfer window in that position, a different sort of player possibly to what we have in the building. Billy's not going to be available for Watford, but we hope he's not too far behind the rest of the group when we get to that game. If we have to build him in slowly in terms of minutes, then so be it. Sean Hutchinson rejoined the Lions last week, and Harris said, he's not training anywhere else, so naturally he's behind in terms of fitness, said Harris. We signed him as a club captain to be here for the season. Whether he's fit and available for the first game of the season against Watford, we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, interesting. You would imagine that it was kind of nailed on for him to be in the starting lineup with Tanganga missing, but I'm Harding didn't do that badly when he played today. Obviously, that was against Real Murcia, but it might be Harding that plays in the defence, so we'll see about that. Now, moving on to this, about obviously the youngsters. One of the youngsters won the game for us today, Tom Lee. Although he was the right man in the right place at the right time. Just stabbing in a Jake Cooper ball that had been headed towards goal and someone else had touched. He was there and touched it into the goal. So there you go. And he hasn't looked out of place. He has not looked out of place against Gillingham or against Real Murcia. Not at all. Not at all. Again, with Alfred Massey, I would say, if I'm going to be honest, to be fair, the only one who has looked out of place is Carl Smith. I think he needs to work on his control a bit, and maybe his passing as well. But obviously, he does have time to do that. But the others have been pretty decent, to be honest. Pretty decent. So, Millwall weigh up Football League and National League loan options for talented youngsters. Millwall are weighing up suitable loan moves for a number of their talented homegrown players. Fullbacks Nino Adamalakai and Carl Smith, midfielder Alfred Massey and forward Tom Lee have all been given minutes in front of fans in pre-season. Another academy product, Kamal Grant, last week joined League 2 Bromley on loan until January. And Harris said, the reason we brought Alfie, Nino, Carl and Tom is because they've been really impressed in pre-season. They done really well, Harris told News Then in Murcia when asked about the short-term plans for the youngsters. We let Kamal Grant go to Bromley because we thought it was a really good loan for him. He's been exceptional pre-season. We've seen him enough to know his qualities and where we want him to develop, and we'll keep a really close eye on him. The next four lads that have travelled have done really well also. We see development in them. There's an opportunity for them to impress, and every time they've had minutes, they've done well, and they've earned the right to be here with us. Exactly, here. If they get an opportunity to get on the pitch as Alfie did, it's because it's warranted and they deserve it, and it's because it's another opportunity to impress. Will we be relying on those four youngsters in the first half of the season? Well, ideally not, because we have to make sure that we get the right time to develop. One might stay in the building and be around us to train every day with us and play in the 21s, and 2 or 3 might go out for the loans that they need in the first half of the season. We're really conscious that it's not just about making up the numbers in the first half of the season. It's about developing the players also, and that's our job to try and get the balance right. Making sure we have the strength and depth, and there is the opportunity for them to train with the first team, but also that they get out and experience league football, if not National League football. Indeed. Yes. So you would imagine that maybe Malachi, if he's injured, and maybe Tom Lee would. I don't know with Tom Lee, because obviously we've got Langstaff and Bradshaw and Nisbet. So maybe Tom Lee might go out on loan. But again, so here's the thing to look out for. What do? We loan in players, and then we loan out our own, so they'll cover for them. So if you see a defender, like a left-sided defender coming in on loan, it means probably Malachi's going out on loan. If you see a central midfielder come in, probably means maybe Alfred Massey might go out on loan. You know what I mean? So that one might. Obviously, we haven't had any loan players yet this season, which is kind of unusual for us. We've normally got a ream full so far, but obviously there were rumours linking us to Alfie Gilchrist of Chelsea again. The 2 lads from Crystal Palace. So I don't think they've gone anywhere. Like I said, the window doesn't close until the end of August, so we have to wait and see. And obviously, we do have that cup game against Portsmouth, but that is against a team in our own league. So, although to be fair, Alfie Massey didn't look out of place against Nottingham Forest, although by that time all the main Premiership stars had gone off. So, but we'll wait and see. I mean, I would like to see them. Like if I wouldn't mind seeing them against Portsmouth to see how they do. Maybe not all of them at the same time, but obviously certainly Tom Lee. I mean, why not? And that's the thing. Like, if you're playing against a team in your own league in a cup competition, you're not that bothered about. You play the youngsters so you don't give any secrets in terms of when you play them again in the league, home and away. later in the season. Like, you don't give them any opportunity to scout anything against you, because you're playing players that probably won't play in the league games against them. So we'll wait and see, but I would imagine we get players in on loan and then they go out on loan. And I imagine that's what's going to happen, so we wait and see. So there you go. Now, talking about Kamal Grant and players going out on loan, we got this from londonnewsonline.co.uk to finish off the video. Millwall open-minded about option of defender loan deal extension. Yeah, because he went out on loan to Bromley. It was announced it was until January. Well, why not a season-long loan deal? Well, let's find out. Bromley have re-signed National League playoff winning defender Kamal Grant on an initial 6-month loan, with Millwall open to the prospect of an extension. Lions boss Neil Harris has confirmed there is a possibility of the 21-year-old staying at Hayes Lane for the entirety of the 24-25 campaign, writes Edmund Brack. Grant made 13 appearances. He helped the Ravens win promotion to the English Football League for the first time. He featured for the entire 120 minutes in the penalty shootout win over Solihull Moors at Wembley. Grant is yet to make a first-team appearance for the Lions and had a spell on loan at Dagenham and Redbridge in 2022. Oh, come on, has really impressed me, said Harris, who returned as Lions boss in February. I met him at the end of last season. He had a really successful loan. I watched him various times at the end of the season and was really impressed with him at the National League. I'm fully aware of the gap between the National League and the Championship, but it was really good to see a young man get out and really attack what he did and be successful as well. He spent the first 3 weeks in pre-season with us, and he's been exceptional. He did really well on the pitch and in the training group. I definitely saw him grow as a personality and a character around the group. But our plan was always to build our relationship with Bromley and let him go back there for the first half of the season. He can be there for the whole season if all parties agree, but we'll take it one step at a time. He will go and carry on learning under the Andy Woodman with the support of Alan Dunn, who does a lot of defensive work with the guys. And we look forward to seeing his progress in League 2. So yeah, obviously this is a step up. It's League 2. So we see. So obviously what they want to do is, well, is he League 2 standard? Well, let's just bring him in until January. If he isn't, we can send him back. If he is, we can extend the loan. So it's just playing it safe. They could probably do a season-long loan deal and then have a thing in the middle where, if they want to send it back, they can, and if we want to recall him, we can. But that just kind of makes it a bit weird in January if that's executed. Then you're like, well, why has he gone back? Or what's going on? So you just do it until then, and then to give them the chance to extend if they want. And they might. I don't know, obviously, depending where they are in the league table in January, they might probably want maybe something else, something different. They might be okay with defenders and need to loan someone else in, because there's a limited amount of loans you can have. So if they got injuries in other places, they might decide, we'll send him back and let's loan a forward or something. So you never know. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.